second you start running your mouth trying to justify yourself, game over. You already lost. Picture this. Someone comes at you. Could be at dinner. Could be in a meeting. Your girl? Twisting what you said? You feel that heat rising up. Your brain screaming you gotta set the record straight. That they got it all wrong. So you start talking, explaining, defending yourself. And right there, you just handed them everything. Because the world doesn't judge you by whether you're right or wrong. It judges you by how desperate you look trying to prove it. The person who explains is the person who loses. The person who defends themselves is basically saying, yeah, you're the boss of me. Niccolo Machiavelli. This guy understood power dynamics better than anyone. He knew something brutal that modern societies tried to beat out of you. Power ain't about being right. It's about who controls the frame. And the moment you defend yourself, you step into their frame. You become the defendant in their courtroom. But what if you didn't? What if, when someone comes at you, you did the one thing that freaks out a manipulator more than anything else? Most people go through life like emotional puppets. Someone pulls their strings, they dance. Someone frowns at them, they apologize. Someone accuses them of something, they scramble to explain. They're constantly in reactive defense mode, trying to prove they're good enough, smart enough, worthy enough. It's a trash way to live. It's suffocating. But there's another way. A way of moving through the world that's so detached, so bulletproof, psychologically, that insults don't just bounce off you. They dissolve before they even land. This isn't about being cold. This isn't about being a jerk. This is about a fundamental shift in where you get your sense of reality from. Today we're going to break down the psychology of not defending yourself. We're going to look at why your biology betrays you in these moments and how to override it with a strategy Machiavelli would have whispered to a prince. I'm going to show you how to flip the power dynamic instantly. How to make the attacker question their own sanity. How to use silence not as just shutting up, but as a straight-up weapon against someone's ego. But heads up, this requires you to kill a part of yourself you've been feeding since you were a kid. That part that desperately needs to be understood. That part that needs permission from others. If you can kill that need, you become dangerous. You become untouchable. Let's roll. So why do you do it? Why is your first instinct when someone challenges you to basically plead your case like you're in court? It starts when you're a kid. Think back when you were 5 and your parents or a teacher accused you of something. What was the only way out? Explaining yourself? I didn't break it. It just fell. I didn't hit him. He hit me first. You learned that authority figures held all the power. You learned that your survival depended on convincing them you were good. Problem is, you grew up, but your brain didn't get the memo. You're walking around projecting that authority figure onto everyone you meet. Your boss, your partner, random people on the internet, even your enemies. When you defend yourself against someone, you're subconsciously saying, you're the judge. I'm the child. Please accept my excuse so I can feel safe again. That reeks of weakness. And humans, primal as we are, can smell that submission from a mile away. Machiavelli wrote, "It's way safer to be feared than loved." Translate that to today. It's way safer to be respected than understood. When you rush to defend yourself, you're prioritizing being understood over being respected. You're saying, please get me. Please see my intentions. But a king doesn't explain his decisions to peasants. A lion doesn't explain why it hunts. The moment you start rambling, giving reasons, pulling up old texts, bringing up past stuff to prove your point, you've signaled that your internal stability depends on them agreeing with you. You've given them the keys to your house. And once they got those keys, they can trash the place whenever they want. This is the trap of the validation-seeking self. You think if you just explain it clearly enough, they'll be like, "Oh, snap, you're right. My bad." How often does that actually happen? Almost never, because the attack was never about facts. It was about power. They didn't come at you because they wanted the truth. They came at you to see if you'd jump. And you jumped. The first step to becoming untouchable is realizing there is no courtroom. There's no judge. There's no jury. There's only you and your perception of reality. When you stop treating other people like judges, their accusations stop sounding like verdicts. They start sounding like opinions. And opinions? Just noise. So what happens when you don't jump? Picture it. Someone throws shade at you. You're being mad selfish right now. The old you would say, "No, I'm not. I literally did X, Y, and Z for you yesterday. I'm just tired, defensive, weak, reactive." Now imagine the Machiavellian approach. They say, "You're being mad selfish right now." You look at them, hold eye contact, don't blink, keep your face completely neutral. You let the silence just hang there for 3, 4, 5 seconds. You know what happens in that silence. It's a psychological vacuum. The human brain is terrified of silence during conflict. It signals something's broken in the social fabric. It signals the other person isn't playing the game anymore. When you stay silent, you're mirroring their energy right back at them. You're forcing them to sit in the tension they created. Usually, they start to crumble. They'll speak again to fill the void. I mean, you're not always selfish, but just right now. Why are you looking at me like that? They start defending themselves against your silence. The power just flipped. This is the gray rock method, weaponized. You become a void. A void can't be attacked. You can't punch mist. You can't cut water. By refusing to give them the resistance of a defense, you cause their attack to pass right through you, and they lose their balance. This requires insane internal control, because inside, your ego's screaming, "Fight back. Say something clever." You gotta leash that dog. Machiavelli knew the most powerful person in the room is the one who can't be read. If you defend yourself, you reveal what matters to you. You reveal what hurts you. You reveal your buttons. "I'm not stupid," you shout. Now they know your insecurity is intelligence. "I'm not a bad person." Now they know your insecurity is moral standing. Silence reveals nothing. It's a dark mirror. When they look into it, they only see their own aggression reflected back, and that makes them uncomfortable, makes them feel judged, which is wild because you haven't said a word. Sometimes silence isn't enough. Sometimes the situation needs words, but never defensive words. If you gotta speak, you never push back against the force. You pull it. You use conversational aikido. There's this concept in dark psychology called agree and amplify. It creates cognitive dissonance in the attacker. If someone accuses you of something absurd, defending yourself validates the absurdity. It suggests the accusation is serious enough to respond to. Instead, you lean into it. You exaggerate it till it becomes ridiculous. Attacker, you're so obsessed with money. You're greedy. Defensive you, no, I'm not. I just want to provide for my family. Boring. Predictable. Weak. Machiavellian you. You caught me. I actually swim in a vault of gold coins like Scrooge McDuck every Tuesday. It's terrible for my back. Say it with a straight face or a slight smirk. What'd you just do? You refused to be insulted. You proved you're not insecure about the topic. You turned their serious attack into a joke. you establish that you're the one framing reality, not them. This strips the attacker of their weapon. They wanted to hurt you. Instead, you took their knife and started peeling an apple with it. It signals what's called amused mastery. Amused mastery is the ultimate high-status mindset. It's the attitude of a parent watching a toddler throw a tantrum. You don't get mad at the toddler. You don't argue with the toddler. You're amused by the drama because you know you're safe. When you defend yourself, you're getting down on the floor and screaming with the toddler. Don't do that. Stand up. Look down. Smile. Robert Greene in the 48 Laws of Power talks about Law 25, recreate yourself. Part of that is refusing the identity others try to force on you. When they label you, they're trying to put you in a box. If you fight the box, you're still interacting with the box. If you mock the box, you dissolve it. You're arrogant. I prefer the term charmingly confident. But sure, you don't care about anyone but yourself. I'm working on it. I'll add you to the list of people I care about next year. It's savage, it's dismissive, and it's incredibly attractive. Why? Because it shows you're whole. You don't need their validation to know who you are. A person who knows they're generous laughs when called stingy. A person who knows they're smart laughs when called stupid. If you're defending yourself, it's because deep down you fear they might be right. And that's the shadow work you gotta do. Let's go deeper into the philosophy of the interaction. Every conversation has a hidden structure. In a conflict, there's usually a judge and a defendant. The judge asks questions. Why'd you do that? What were you thinking? Who do you think you are? The defendant answers, I did it because I was thinking that. Whoever's asking the questions holds the power. Whoever's answering is losing status. The most lethal Machiavellian trick is to straight up refuse the role of defendant and seize the role of judge. You do this by answering a question with a question or by analyzing their behavior instead of your own. Them. Why are you always so late? Defensive. There was traffic and my alarm didn't go off. Losing. Machiavellian. Why does my arrival time affect your mood so deeply? Boom. See the shift? Suddenly we're not talking about the clock. We're talking about their emotional stability. We're talking about their reaction. You put the spotlight back on them. You're being ridiculous. Machiavellian. What makes you feel the need to use labels like that to get your point across? You're psychoanalyzing them in real time. This is infuriating to a manipulator. They want you on your back foot. Instead, you're walking around them, observing them like a specimen in a jar. It's interesting that you perceive it that way. Does saying that make you feel better? You seem really invested in this. These phrases are shields. They acknowledge the sound coming out of their mouth, but they don't accept the content. It's a boundary, a verbal force field. You're saying, this is your stuff, not mine. Keep it. This isn't just a technique. It's a spiritual stance. It's the realization that other people's perceptions of you are none of your business. Their anger is their problem. Their disappointment is their responsibility to manage. When you defend yourself, you're trying to carry their emotional baggage for them. You're trying to fix their feelings. Stop it. Let them carry their own weight. Now for the paradox. Sometimes the most aggressive, defensive, power-flipping move you can make is to agree. But not the way you think. This isn't the agreement of submission. It's the agreement of the abyss. Imagine someone screaming at you. They're listing your flaws, trying to provoke a fight. You look them dead in the eye and say calmly, "You're right," and then you stop talking. "You're right. I am difficult sometimes. You're right. I did mess that up." This is the fogging technique. When you throw a rock into a fog bank, what happens? Nothing. No thud, no rebound. It just disappears. When you agree with an attacker, you steal their momentum. They're pushing against a door expecting it to be locked. When you open the door, they fall on their face. They want to fight. They want resistance. Resistance validates their anger. Agreement neutralizes it. But here's the key. You gotta agree with the truth in their statement without accepting the shame they're trying to attach to it. There's a difference between admitting a mistake and accepting character assassination. You messed up this report. You're incompetent. Defense. I'm not incompetent. The data was wrong. Power move. You're right. The report has errors. I'll fix it. Notice what you left out? You didn't address the incompetent part. You ignored the insult and addressed the fact. You took ownership of the action, but not the identity. This signals massive confidence. Only someone who's secure in their competence can admit a mistake that easily. Insecure people fight to the death to prove they didn't mess up. Secure people say, "Oops, my bad," and keep moving. Machiavelli would call this disarming the enemy. If you lay down your sword, they look foolish holding theirs. It takes the wind out of their sails, makes them look hysterical, and you look grounded. And in the long run, history's written by the grounded. None of this works if it's just a tactic. If you're using these lines, but your voice is shaking, your eyes are darting around, your energy is screaming, "Please like me," it'll fail. Dark psychology is 20% words and 80% nonverbal frame. You gotta build the internal architecture to support the silence. This brings us back to the shadow. Why does it hurt when they attack you? Because they're touching a wound that's already there. If I tell you you've got green skin, you won't get mad. You'll think I'm nuts. You won't defend yourself. You'll laugh. But if I tell you you're a failure and you defend yourself, it's because part of you suspects I might be right. The ultimate defense isn't a verbal technique. It's self-knowledge. It's looking into your own darkness, owning your own flaws, and accepting your own shadow. When you know you're capable of being selfish and someone calls you selfish, you say, "Sometimes? Yeah." When you know you're capable of cruelty and someone calls you cruel, you say, "I can be." You can't shame someone who's already accepted themselves. You can't expose someone who's got nothing left to hide. This is what it means to be untouchable. It means you've integrated the parts of yourself that others try to use against you. You become transparent. The light passes through. The arrows pass through. You're no longer a fortress that needs defending. You're the wind. So here's the challenge. For the next 7 days, you're gonna play a game. The game is called no defense. No matter what happens, no matter how small the accusation, you're forbidden from explaining yourself. If you're late, say I'm late. Don't give the reason. If you spill coffee, say I spilled the coffee. Don't blame the cup. If someone misunderstands you, let them misunderstand you. Sit in the fire of that discomfort. Feel the urge to fix it, to manage their perception, to be the good guy, and let that urge burn to ash. Watch what happens to the people around you. Watch how they react when you stop playing the game. You'll see confusion, then respect, then a strange kind of magnetism. Because people are drawn to certainty, and nothing screams certainty louder than someone who doesn't need to explain why they exist. You're reclaiming your energy. You're plugging the leaks in your soul. You're stepping out of the role of the child and into the role of the sovereign. The world will try to pull you back. It'll try to bait you. It loves a reaction. Don't give it one. Keep your mystery. Keep your power. Keep your silence. If this philosophy hits different, if it speaks to that darker, deeper part of your mind that's tired of performing for others, then you know what to do. Subscribe. But not because I asked you to. Subscribe because you're done being prey in a world full of predators.